Hey everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2025 Toyota 4Runner and its 14-speaker JBL sound system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations. We're going to test out the 5.1 capabilities, and then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you want to hear even more on this system, sign up below to become a Daily Motor member. I recorded a members-only sound test using real copyrighted music requested by other Daily Motor members. So if you want to see that, help support the channel, and get a further impression for the system, check the link below. But before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Yes, the new 4Runner, a highly anticipated model here for 2025. This one is a limited non-hybrid trim, so kind of smack in the middle of what somebody might option for themselves. Coming with all-season tires as opposed to something a little bit meatier with one of the TRD trims. So if you do want to see more on this 4Runner, check the link below. We've got our full pros and cons review. We also did a little fuel economy test the other night as well, so you can find that all linked below. Now, we always do this test with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also did the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, so let's take a look at those now. Big 14-inch display here tacked on. I actually do quite like that it's in decent reach. I can sit back against the seat back and still reach elements of the screen. We're in the media screen now, but in order to get to the sound settings, we go down here to the gear icon, scroll down, sound and media, and then the first one you see is auto sound levelizer. So this is going to adjust the volume to compensate for wind, engine, and road noise. We're going to leave that on. And then sound tuning, you've got an equalizer for treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. I understand that Toyota uses this system for all of their vehicles now, but it would be nice if in these larger screens, these sliders were larger. I mean, look how tiny they are and how much dead space there is in the screen. It'd be easier to adjust them, especially while driving, if they were larger. Below that, you have adjustments for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. And that is it for audio adjustments. For audio controls here in the 4Runner, you have a nice volume knob here in the middle. It's got good clickage within good reach for both the driver and passenger. And you have audio adjustments on the left side of the steering wheel, volume adjustments I should say. For track selection, no physical controls here, so if you're not in the proper menu, then you're going to have to go to your media screen and click around, but the driver does have track adjustment on the right side of the steering wheel. For audio inputs in the 4Runner, you have your standard AM, FM. Let's make sure we've got support for Sirius XM and HD radio. I am seeing Sirius XM. Let's confirm HD. Yep, I see HD radio as well. You've got a USB-C port, Bluetooth, and support for wired and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as Amazon Music and Apple Music built in. So what does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB-A port, so make sure you bring an adapter if you're planning on using older USB devices like I am. And for streaming services, only Apple and Amazon Music. Now, it's kind of interesting that this Toyota system's been out for a number of years now, and we still don't have any other sort of streaming services built in. I was kind of expecting to see that by now, but you have those too. And also, no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. Speaker locations. Now, as I said, this is a 14-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got door woofer 1, mid-ranger up here 2, tweeter 3, 4. This is a removable center speaker. And you see it turns into a Bluetooth speaker after that, which is kind of nifty, but the system still works totally fine without it in. Let's see if we notice a difference. subtle, but it's nice to have. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then coming into the back, we've got 8 woofer, probably kind of woofer mid-ranger there, 9 tweeter, 10, 11. And then opening up the liftgate, we've got 12, 13 in the deck lid, or liftgate right there, and then 14 subwoofer. Before we get out on the road, let's test the 5.1 surround sound support using the immersiveaudioalbum.com test track.
Welcome to the Immersive Audio Album channel configuration test. Left, center, right, left surround, right surround.
Okay, that's interesting. So we're getting down mixing for the 5 channels down to 2, but we're missing the center channel. So that must mean if I were to back up into the middle of this track, it's going to sound like there's no bass. Okay, well, it's still coming out of the door woofers, but we're not getting that subwoofer back there. Okay. Interesting. Well, with that, let's head out on the road. For some reason, my tracks are out of order in this car. I don't understand why. It's the same drive I use on every single sound test. start to really nitpick and listen for precise aspects of music, yeah, this system isn't doing an amazing job at replicating those sounds. But part of that is simply the road noise, the wind noise that we're fighting against. And overall, the way that the system balances a nice driving force from the upper basses and lower mid-ranges, and then characterizes that with some of the upper high ends, I think they did a pretty nice job balancing out the system and giving it the speakers and the placement that it needs in order to succeed. So this next track, though, we'll turn the bass all the way up, these next two tracks actually, and see how the system handles it. And of course, I gotta click through 15 different screens to get to my media settings here. That's a bit of a clip up front there. But other than that, I'm feeling it from behind me, feeling it a bit in my seat, feeling that mirror shakeage as well outside. Unfortunate sound coming from the front though. thoughts on the 14-speaker JBL sound system here in the new 4Runner. I think what the system is fighting against the most is just the sound intrusion. If you're going to sit static or low speed city driving listening to the sound system, it's going to be fantastic. When you're up here at highway speeds with the roof rails we've got on this one, this doesn't even have all-terrain tires, it's just all seasons, but you still hear some of that road noise on the concrete highway. You're losing some of that fidelity because of the other noises in the car. That being said, as I said earlier, I like the way this system kind of leads with the low end. Sometimes it's too much bass. In a song like this, at flat EQ, I shouldn't be getting quite so much bass coming through there. But most people are going to be pretty happy with that. It's not the crispiest of high end either, but I was able to listen to a lot of different sort of music and really enjoy it. So, overall, against all sorts of cars, price points, systems, doesn't matter, I'd be giving this a solid B. It's an enjoyable system to listen to. I like listening to my music with it, and I think a lot of other people are going to as well. For the price point and the type of vehicle, yeah, that's a mild B. I think you're getting a little expensive to be kind of not having a little bit more of an impressive system, but again, I appreciate that they went with enough speakers to sound good around the cabin. Overall, I'm very happy with it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the system, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always,